Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the Buffalo Bees season 2022 Baseball America set, fictional set. This is game number 12, and we're starting a three-game series with the Montreal Royal Blues. And before we get you out to Ronnie Robinson and Kip Scarry, wanted to go over a couple of administrative things with the season. First, let's look at the standings after 11 games for each team. And these are all done using the universal results table. Vancouver is leading the West, 9-2. They're 3 games ahead of Milwaukee. Chicago 5-6. San Antonio 4-7, along with St. Louis. And poor Las Vegas holding up the rear at 2-9. In the East, the Buffalo Bees have taken over first place. They've won 8 in a row. They were 0-3. Now they're 8-3. Sweeping New England and New York, giving them both 3 losses that they didn't have before. So they now lead by a game, and actually New York should only be 1 game back. That's incorrect. Charlotte should be 2. I didn't change these numbers. 3 there and 4 there. Good. Okay. I didn't do my homework there on that one, did I? All right, upcoming schedule for this bracket of games. The game you're about to see, Montreal at Buffalo. Also, San Antonio will be at Vancouver. Las Vegas will be at St. Louis. New England will be at Charlotte. And Chicago will be at Milwaukee. And we got our first bracket, or first block of off days, a 3 days of being off. And that's New York and Nashville. The way the Stratomatic computer did it, it kind of staggered the off days. Buffalo will have their off day after a couple more series, or off 3-game set, I should say. So it all works out in the end. But just wanted to kind of, before I started, kind of let you know where we were on that. And, of course, today's game, it's a Friday, so it must be Fictional Friday here in History Maker Baseball. And it is going to be the Montreal Royal Blues against the Buffalo Bees. Montreal comes in 4-7, Buffalo 8-3. I think that was about the only administrative thing I could think of. I thought there was something else I had in mind, but at the moment it is escaping me, so we'll go ahead and, without further ado, get ready to send you out to Buffalo to join Ronnie Robinson and Kip Scarry. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hive Talking, the official pregame show of your Buffalo Bees. Hive Talking is brought to you by BG's Engine Products, because your car should be dancing. Yeah. I'm Ronnie Robinson, along with my broadcast partner, Kip Scarry, coming to you from the Beehive as the Bees welcome their neighbors from the north of the border, the Montreal Royal Blues. Well, Kip, the Bees are certainly buzzing.
You got that right, Ronnie. I mean, who would have thought we would have sweep a 3-game series from first place to New England, but we did it. Now it's a lesser team in Montreal, but the Bees can't afford to let off the gas. We have Steve Show on the mound tonight, and he needs to be at his best.
Well, Kip, thanks to the Bees, the Minutemen of New England are now in second place, tied with Charlotte, and looking up at the Bees, who happen to be winners of 8 in a row. The hero of last night's game with a walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th was J.R. Keel, and Kip was able to catch up with J.R. before the game and get his thoughts on how things are going so far.
I'm here with last night's hero, J.R. Keel. J.R., welcome to Hive Talking.
Well, thanks for having me.
Your single in the bottom of the 9th completed the sweep of New England and propelled the Bees into first place. What has been the key to your turnaround from your early season funk?
Oh, definitely. Definitely being more selective. I think I was trying too hard to make things happen instead of letting them happen naturally. I'm a Texas boy, and in Texas we like to be go-getters, and sometimes it's better to let your skills take their natural course. Once I stopped pressing and trying to force the issue, the hits started coming.
They sure did. Not only did you have the game winner, but you were also 3 for 4 on the night to raise your average to .333, and this was after starting the season 0 for 9. Since then, you've gone 10 for 21, which is a .476 clip. And let's hope you and the team keep it going against Montreal tonight.
Yeah, that would be nice. Winning sure feels good, and we want to keep it going.
Thank you for your time, JR.
Thanks, Kip.
For being my guest on Hive Talking, J.R. Keel will receive dinner for 2 at Hooligan Steakhouse. For the best in prime rib and quality steaks, head out to Hooligans, where it's better when the gang's all here. Now back to you, Ronnie.
Thanks, Kip. Let's look at the starting lineups for both teams. First, the starting pitchers. As mentioned, Steve Show will be on the mound for the Bees. And right-hander Trinidad Bontrager is on there for Montreal. So a couple of righties going for each team. Look at the starting lineups first for the visiting Montreal Royal Blues. Leading off in center field will be Blake Mullenix. Batting second, playing first base, Remy Cardosa. Hitting third, playing third base is Demetrius Faro. Batting cleanup at second base, Travis Harvey. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Luke Howard. Hitting sixth, and doing the catching, Dwayne Karstens. Batting seventh and playing right field, Ray Alcantara. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Kogi Hirota. And batting ninth, playing left field, Don Pagano. For your Bees, leading things off will be Greg Dollywall in left field. Dylan Hutto, the designated hitter, will bat second. Joe Barkdahl in center field will hit third. Todd Sargent at first base will bat cleanup. Dallas Autry, the catcher, will bat fifth. The guest of Kip Scarry, J.R. Keel, will hit in the sixth position. Rocky Oberbeck will bat seventh. Nick Rayford will bat eighth. And Seth Ranieri will bat ninth. Umpires for today's game are meeting on the field with both managers, Montreal manager Emile Bonnet and Buffalo manager Danny Lee, going over the ground rules here at National Airways Stadium, which plays semi-small to lefties and normal to righties. And we'll look at the umpires for this series opener. Behind the plate is Jerry Gale. The crew chief, Joe Ramey, is at first base. Silvio De Luna is at second, and Danny Hendrick is at third. So we'll see. We'll bring the umpires back when they are called upon. Now, let's take a station break. You are listening to the Buffalo Bees Radio Network.
Catch all the Bees action on News Radio 1140 WPLA Buffalo. Welcome back to National Airways Stadium. Right-handed pitcher Steve Show is finishing up his warm-up tosses. And here now for the play-by-play is the voice of the Bees, Ronnie Robinson.
Thanks, Kip. Good evening, everyone. The red-hot Buffalo Bees take on Montreal in the first of three here at the Beehive before the Bees hit the road to Milwaukee and New England. They sure have liked the home cooking, as Buffalo is 6-0 at home while only 2-3 on the road. And while we wait the first pitch, let's look at today's hot and cold players for each team. The hot players of the game are sponsored by the Paper Moon Gentlemen's Club. For the best in adult entertainment, sure to provide a hot time, shoot for the moon. The cold players of the game are sponsored by the Deli Llama. For the best in gourmet cheeses and quality cold cuts, stop by the Deli Llama. Since this is Montreal's first appearance in the league against Buffalo, the second hitter, Cardosa, will be hot. The eighth hitter, Hirota, will be cold. Based on yesterday's performance, J.R. Keel, who was the player of the game, is going to be the hot batter. And Joe Barkdahl, who unfortunately went 0 for 4, took the golden sombrero with 4 Ks. He is the cold batter in today's game. All right. Steve Show going out to finish up those warm-up tosses. And Blake Mullenix will be leading things off for the Royal Blues as the Bees try to keep their winning ways going, having won 8 in a row. One final check before we get going. And I believe we're ready to go, Kip.
Yeah, Ronnie, let's get the show on the road.
Speak no more, Kip. It's about to happen. Here we go. Blake Mullenix, a lefty, to lead things off against the right-hander Steve Show. It's a 1-4-5, and Show's not a struggler, so it's a ground out to first, one away. And Mullenix is taken care of with ease as Sargent fields it, steps on the bag himself, one away. And that'll bring up Remy Cardoso, the first baseman. 3-4-5, iron catcher, no. Good eye, no. It's a strikeout. So Cardoso will take the whiff. Steve Show with his first strikeout of the night. That result was in blue, so we're going to the right now chart where Steve Show will be semi-hot. And the third hitter, Demetrius Faro, will be neutral. Oh, wrong one. Hold on.
There, Ronnie, get yourself straight over here. Look at you're out of sorts.
All right, 2-5, and they're both neutral. Hot batter, no, so he won't single. He will line one to first base, and it is fielded by the first baseman, Sargent, to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Steve Show as he takes care of the Royal Blues before they become a Royal Pain. And at the end of half an inning, it is Montreal nothing, Buffalo coming to bat. And right-hander Trinidad Bontrager is on. And the first batter he will be facing will be Greg Dollywall. And we do have statistics for you for the Bees, rather. Forgot to mention that Steve Show coming into the game is 1-0 with a 2.51 ERA. Two games started, 14 1/3 innings pitched, 13 hits, 4 runs, 10 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So the walk's a little high for Mr. Show. Greg Dollywall enters the game hitting a measly 130. 1 homer and 3 runs driven in. So the leadoff spot has been trouble for the Bees the whole season. Just can't find the right person. They've used Clark. They've used Dollywall, and they may have to use someone else to get the ball rolling because that leadoff spot has been a trouble spot for them all game long or all season long. 266, is he the leadoff batter? He certainly is. He will single to center field. So how about that? Dollywall takes advantage of being the leadoff batter. And just like that, we talk about how he's struggling, and he manages to come up with a base hit to start the ball game, or start the bottom of the first, rather, for the Bees. It is starting the game for the Bees. So Dollywall is aboard. Leadoff single. And that'll send up the number 2 hitter, Dylan Hutto. He's had his moments this season, for sure. Kind of up and down. Hutto on the season so far, hitting .243, but he does lead the team with 4 home runs and 7 runs driven in. He leads in both of those categories. But the average is not quite where he wants to be. It's only .243, but maybe against Montreal he can get well. Kip?
Yeah, if you're going to get well, now's the time to do it against the bottom feeders of the division.
245, is he a hero? He is not a hero, so he will pop to second for out number 1, and that is in red. So we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat. Joe Barkdahl is a semi-icon, where Bontrager is a prospect. So advantage definitely goes to the Bees here. And before we go to that chart, let's look at the numbers on Barkdahl so far. Joe Barkdahl hitting an even .250. 1 homer, and that's his only RBI, as a matter of fact. No RBIs for Barkdahl other than the home run he hit. That's kind of strange, but it's the way it's worked out so far. So, experience chart, we go. And Barkdahl will be an icon. 5-5, full count. Batter steps out of the box. Timeout. Play resumes. Roll to side eye for base on balls or strikeout. Well, the dot here says it's a base on balls. So blank would have been a strikeout. Base on balls is a dot. So Dollywall will move to second. Barkdahl will take first. And with only 1 out, the Bees have something cooking first and second with only 1 out for the cleanup man, Todd Sargent. And Sargent on the replay checks in at 317, a homer and 6 runs driven in. They got Bontrager on the ropes early. Need to take advantage of that. 2-6-6. Runner on first is thrown out. So Barkdog got caught napping, and they did a pickoff play behind him. And boy, Kip, that's almost inexcusable. Pickoff goes 1-3 for out number 2.
Yeah, Ronnie, that's boy, he's gonna get a tongue lashing in the dugout on that one. That was just totally inexcusable. You gotta know where the first baseman is. He's playing behind you, but you gotta know if he's creeping up behind you like that. You just can't let that happen. Just can't let it happen.
You got that right, Kip. Now there's 2 outs with the runner at second. The inning's not looking so promising as it did before, but Sargent still has a chance to drive home the run. 2-3-3. Ace or star? No, he's not. Is he a slugger? He's a semi-home run king, but not a slugger. So instead, he will fly to center field, and that will end the inning. So look promising for the Bees, but they just couldn't quite get it done. At the end of 1 inning of play, no score from the Beehive between Montreal and Buffalo. So Steve Show thought he was going to get some run support, but early on just did not happen, Kip.
Now and again, I know Barkdog feels bad about that, but like I said, that's just inexcusable. Inexcusable for a pro.
I agree, Kip. It's not much else you can say about it. It was a bonehead play. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. All right, here is Travis Harvey leading off for Montreal. 2-5-5. Is the pitcher a star? Yes, he is. It's going to be a strikeout. So Harvey goes down on strikes as Show picks up strikeout number 2. And we go now to Luke Howard, the designated hitter.
Yeah, Ronnie, see if he can get old Luke out of here.
Got to be careful, Luke. He's a semi-slugger and a home run king, so damage can be done early. 3-3-6. Ace or dynamic? No. Sad sack utility or patient? None of that. So that's a single to center field for Howard. It's in red, so we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat. But Howard finds his way on for Montreal with the base hit. First hit of the game for the Royal Blues, and we're going to the experience chart. Dwayne Karstens, semi-prospect, and of course Show is an icon. So again, seemingly advantage Bees, but you never know. So it is a prospect. Karstens is a full prospect. 1-6. Icon pitcher, yes he is. Fool's batter into swinging an inside pitch, ground out to short, lead die of 1. That's a double play, and that's going to end the inning. So the wily Steve Show gets Karsten to chase an inside pitch, and all he could do is fight it off to short. And by the time that had happened, Rayford had gone to Overbeck over to Sargent, and it's a 6-4-3 twin killing to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Here from the Beehive. And leading off for the Bees will be Dallas Autry. And Autry on the season leads the team in hitting at .360, a homer and 4 runs driven in. And they're trying to rest him. He's only played 7 of the 11 games, so they have been resting him and DHing him and giving him a day off here and there, so they're trying to keep him fresh for the season. It's too valuable not to be fresh. Here's Autry. 1-1-4 is, speaking of fresh, he is fresh. It's a ground out to short, and there's one away. 1 down, and that will bring up the guest of Kip on the pregame show, J.R. Keel. And Keel, as we said, is now up to .333. No homers and 2 runs driven in, but when you start 0-9, that's a pretty good leap to be able to get there.
Ronnie, we just had our 10th out of the ball game. And a reminder, the 10th out is sponsored by 10 Pin Bowling Centers that remind you, if you have spare time and you haven't been bowling in a while, you should. It could be right down your alley.
Thanks, Kip. Here's Keel. 135. That is the rare play. A 1 and a 3 is memorable plays in the field. So we'll see what kind of memorable play we get on that result. We get a 5-5, which takes us to highlight reel A for rare events. 2-6. Batter injured on swinging third strike. Ooh, J.R. Keel is going to be injured on the swinging third strike. He will strike out to add. So we're going to add insult to his injury, but with the strikeout. And it also says, to determine the length of the injury, use the game day trainer column, Clubhouse Mood Stormy major issue table. So right now he's going to have to leave the game, and we'll figure out later about the injury, and we'll tell you all about it in the next broadcast. But right now, coming in to take over at third base is Miguel Ruelas. He'll be the new third baseman for Keel. And just when things were going Keel's way and the Bees' way, an injury, a freakish injury comes up. And in fact, Keel is still down. He has not gotten up yet. And we're going to go ahead and take a break while they attend to Keel. And we'll be right back after this brief timeout by Fruit of the Loom. Okay, we're back. And to determine injury, roll one die. It's a 5. And according to that, it's going to be we're going to roll 2 more dice. And the total of these 2 added together is going to be the number of games he's going to miss. So he's going to miss 5 games. So J.R. Keel is going to be out for 5 games. We'll make that note on the score sheet for the TFN. J.R. Keel. He'll miss the remainder of this series and the Milwaukee series. He'll be back for the New England series, but next 5 games he's going to be out. This game plus 4 more. So J.R. Keel out. 5 games. Well, Kip, that's a shame because he was doing so well. I thought you gave him karma from your pregame interview, and boy, if this keeps up, people aren't going to want to be on your guest on Hive Talking because they're afraid they're going to get hurt.
Yeah, Ronnie, I hope I'm not a jinx over here.
I think that's a rare occurrence that just happened there, Kip, so I wouldn't sweat it too much. Back to the game itself now after the strikeout, because he did strike out when he got hurt. And we're going now to Oberbeck, second baseman. Rocky Oberbeck steps to the plate with 2 outs and the base is empty. As the crowd is kind of still stunned from the injury, so it's kind of a somber mood right now. 3-4-5 iron catcher. Catcher is not iron. So it's going to be a strikeout for Oberbeck, and that's going to end the inning. That strikeout's in blue, so we're going to the right now chart for the top of the third. But after 2 complete, it is no score here from the Beehive. And we're going to go to the top of the third. Show back out, last inning of full freshness. And Ray Alcantara will lead it off for the Royal Blues. 1-4-4. It's Flash. Yes, he is Flash, but we go to the umpire chart because the goggles say a questionable or lenient umpire at home is going to be ball 4. Well, the home plate umpire is Jerry Gale. He is semi-restricted and strict, so that strikeout will stand, and that's a whiff. Strikeout number 3 for Steve Show as Alcantara goes down swinging. That'll bring up Hirota. 4-5-6. Is he patient? He is patient. He will draw a walk. So first walk issued by Show, and Hirota will reach with 1 out, try to get something started for Montreal. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Don Pagano. 2-6-6, run on first, thrown out. So how about that? Barkdahl got picked off, and now Hirota gets picked off. So one good turn deserves another. A great pickoff move by Steve Show. And now quickly 2 down with the bases clear. And Show showing that quick pivot over the rubber to fool that runner. And Sargent put on the tag.
Yeah, Ronnie, Show really showed him how to do it there. Quick pivot and deception. No balk call, but Montreal might have. The dugout's kind of chirping that there might have been a balk, but first base umpire Joe Ramey says nope. It's good pickoff.
All right, so Pagano is still up now with 2 down, and the base is clear. 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer? He is not. So we got outfield drama. First time for the outfield drama chart, and historically it has not been good for the Bees to go to their drama. 6-6 on outfield drama. Right fielder iron. Right fielder is Ranieri, and he is iron. So that's going to be a double. A double for Pagano, and boy, that pickoff now is coming back to be huge for the Bees. That would have almost certainly scored the run, but the pickoff prevented that. But not out of the woods yet. Runner at second with 2 down. As the number 9 here, Pagano, cracks that double. We are going to the chemistry chart, as chemistry chart was the result of that double. And on the chemistry, Buffalo is harmonious and neutral is Montreal. 1-5, pitching team harmony. Yes, outfielder makes sliding grab for a looping liner out. Which outfielder? It's a 4, means center fielder Barkdahl gets it. And the inning is over. It's a nice play by Barkdahl. Saves Show's bacon. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still no score from the Beehive. And back out on the mound is Trinidad Bontrager. And leading off for the Bees will be shortstop Nick Rayford, number 8 hitter. They did have Rayford 7, Overbeck 8, but it was a late switch to switch them around, make Overbeck 7 and Rayford 8. So Rayford will lead it off, 4-4-5. Is he a workman? Yes, he is a workman. That's a double to right field by Rayford. So Nick Rayford, lead-off double, and now the Bees have something cooking. Maybe they can break through on the scoreboard as they crank a double. Does Nick Rayford. Lead-off double, and that'll bring up Seth frickin' Ranieri. Seth freaking Ranieri will lead things off. And I forgot to give some of the statistics for the Bees the last couple of batters. I will say that shortstop Rayford was hitting .261, no homers and 3 runs driven in coming to that at bat. Seth Ranieri is 0 for 14. So they may have to do something here, because Seth Ranieri is 0 for 14 and Lamont Clark is 179 hitter. So the right fielder combination is not working for him too well. But Ranieri is going to see what he can do here. Runner at second, nobody out. 2-3-6 is double control. He does not have it. However, Ranieri is eager, so he will walk. I'm sorry, he will strike out, rather. That's the change I made on that 2-3-6, since there's no pitcher to be batting. We're using DH, so pitcher batting is irrelevant. So if the batter is eager, he strikes out. He was semi-eager. The dot gave it to him, so strikeout time for Ranieri, and he continues to struggle. Here's Dollywall. 4-4-5. Is he a workman? Yeah, we had the same result before, but this time he's not a workman. He's a dot there. There's no dot there, so no workman. Is he patient? No, he's not. It's a grounder to first. That will move Rayford to third. But now there are 2 outs. And it's going to be up to Dylan Hutto to get the job done. Dylan Hutto. Hutto popped to second his first time up.
All right, Ron, it's the key spot right here. You had the leadoff double, and you don't want to blow that opportunity. So maybe Hutto can get him off the hook here.
2, 3, 4. Runners are on base, so we do have plate drama. And the catcher, Carson's, is neutral. So see if anything happens on the plate drama. 1, 4. Control pitcher. He is not a control pitcher. If he was, it'd be a strike. Otherwise, it's a wild pitch, and that's going to bring home a run. Rayford will score on the wild pitch. Wow, that's the first time we've had that, Kip. But we'll take it.
Yeah, Ronnie, take anything you can get at this point.
So the fact that Bontrager is not even, doesn't have control. In fact, he's semi-wild, and he let that one get away on a wild pitch. And the Bees take a 1-0 lead. Still 2 outs, bottom of the third. Hutto still at bat. 3-4-4. Prospect pitcher. Yes, he is. It's a fence check for Dylan Hutto, and he is a home run king, and it's starting to fall apart now for Bontrager. Home run king. The only way is there's no home run is if we can roll a 1. Anything else, it's gone. And it's a 1. Boy, saved his bacon. Saved his bacon there. It's a fly out, and the fly out's going to go to left field. And Dylan Hutto couldn't catch a break right there. The Bees do get the break on the wild pitch, but boy, they were looking for more than that. And at the end of 3, it is 1-0 Bees. But boy, you got a 5 out of 6 chance for a home run, and it comes out with a 1. And that's just the way things go, Kip.
Yeah, Ronnie, it kind of stinks. Maybe the dice are loaded.
It's possible, Kip, but I don't think so. Just bad luck, that's all. Maybe we need Strange Brew to come along before the 9th inning to give us some better magic. All right, top of the 4th. Show now semi-fresh, facing, whoops, Mullenix made the last out, so it's actually Cardosa who will be up. Cardosa is your leadoff batter. And Cardosa struck out his last time up. 1-6-6. Is he a workman? No. Is he a whiffer? Yes, he is. Struck him out. So he's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. As Cardosa, who came into the game as the designated hot batter because he is the number 2 hitter, hasn't fared well there. That's a strikeout. Here's Faro. 3-3-6. Is he sad sack, utility, or patient? None of that. So he's going to single to center field. Faro, a 1-out single. And that's in red, so we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat. And we got 2 icons battling it out, Travis Harvey and Steve Show, both of the icon ilk. And we'll see how that plays out on the experience chart. Icon against icon. 1-6. Icon pitcher fools batter and swinging inside pitch, ground to short. They had that once before already. He does it again. Lead die of 1's a double play. 6-4-3. Turn the trick once again to end the inning. So Steve Show using his guile to get out of potential trouble and induce the ground ball that they need for the double play. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Score still 1-0 in favor of the Bees.
Yeah, Ronnie, shows true professional, true veteran. Gets the equally tough veteran Harvey to swing at a tough pitch and get that double play. Pitcher's best friend.
Sure is, Kip, sure is. All right, we go to the bottom of the 4th. And, of course, the 4th inning is the New York Lottery home run inning. If any Buffalo player hits a homer in the 4th inning, one lucky listener will win a jackpot, which has now reached to $650. Tonight's contestant is Martha Caselli of Buffalo. Good luck, Martha. Your first batter to help you out is going to be Joe Barkdahl. And he is a semi-slugger, so there's possibilities there. Although he's still probably smarting from being picked off. 2-4-5. Is he a hero? He is not a hero. He will pop to second. That's 1 away. And we're going to the experience chart. Todd Sargent is an icon, so he's going to have the advantage over Bontrager, who was the prospect. On the experience chart, 1-2. Icon batter, yes, draws on experience, launches highlight reel blast to left for a fence check. He is a semi-home run king. Is he going to be a home run king this at bat? Yes, he is. So once again, anything other than a 1, we got a home run, and Martha Caselli will win $650 in the jackpot inning. And it's a 1 again. Second time that has happened.
Ronnie, I have to feel this thing is loaded here. That's just impossible that would happen twice in a row.
I tell you, Kip, and the person probably had a heart attack was Martha. I'm sure she thought she had the money in hand, but another deep fly out, and it goes to left field, but just short of the track for 2 down. And Sargent got to feel snake bitten here, I believe.
Yeah, I think the whole team feels snake bit. I'm sure Martha feels snake bit.
Well, she got another chance, Skip. One more chance. Dallas Autry. He's a semi-home run king and a slugger, so anything can happen. 4-5-6, though. Is he patient? No. It's going to be a fly to center to end the inning. And unfortunately, Martha came oh so close to win the jackpot. However, as a consolation prize, you will receive $50 in scratch-off tickets from the Buffalo Lottery. And thanks for playing in the home run contest for the Buffalo Bees. Martha Caselli, $50 winner of scratch-off tickets from the New York Lottery. At the end of 4, very disappointing, still 1-0. Thinking it was going to be a lot more than that, and just didn't come to fruition. So now we go to the top of the 5th. That last result was in purple, so we'll be going to the chemistry chart to start the 5th. And again, the Bees are harmonious and Montreal is neutral. And as a reminder, this is the start of the 5th inning. 5th inning is brought to you by the law firm of Howie, Cheatham and Daly that remind you when all else fails, just plead the 5th. So Luke Howard will be batting off the chemistry chart against Steve Show. 2-3. Pitching team harmony. Yes, marginal pitch catches a corner for a strikeout. So Steve Show gets the call from Jerry Gale as he rings him up, caught looking for another strikeout for Steve Show. And that'll bring up Dwayne Karstens. Karstens hit into a double play his first time up. 3-5-6, that's a left-right split. It's a righty against a righty, and that is a Circle K strikeout. That Circle K lefty-righty split strikeout is brought to you by Circle K Convenience Stores. Visit any of the 4 area Buffalo locations for a cold drink or some gas or anything you need to refresh yourself. Circle K. All right, here's Ray Alcantara. Speaking of strikeouts, he struck out his first time up. 3-4-5, iron catcher, no, good eye, no, struck him out. So Steve Show strikes out the side here in the 5th. Puts an exclamation point on that one as he strikes out Alcantara. That was in blue, so we're going to the right now chart for the first at bat of the bottom of the 5th, which belongs to Ruelas, the new third baseman. We'll need to scratch that Keel out and put Ruelas in there. In case you're joining us late, Keel injured for 5 games. So Ruelas will be taking over as the third baseman for the near future. And Trinidad Bontrager is your pitcher, the right now chart. Ruelas obviously is neutral because he hasn't had a chance to bat yet. And Bontrager got a fly out, no strikeout. So neutral on both sides for the right now chart. 4-5, cold batter. No, he's not. If he was, he'd swing and miss, strike out. And if not the third out, the next batter would strike out too. Otherwise, he grounds to first. So he's going to be out, but he won't force the next batter to strike out. So Ruelas is down on strikes. And that brings up Rocky Overbeck. Pitching duel here. Didn't expect to necessarily see a pitching duel out of Bontrager because his numbers aren't that good. But the Bees have missed some golden opportunities. 2-3-6. He's eager. He's going to strike out. That would have been a walk, but when you're eager, that's the rule. You strike out. So Overbeck couldn't get a break there. 2 down for Rayford. Rayford doubled his first chance. 3-5-6, that's a left-right split, but they're both righties. Another Circle K in the books as Rayford goes down on strikes and Bontrager strikes out the side. So 5th inning, strikeouts abound, and we go to the 6th. Still 1-0 Bees. Definitely thinking there would be more runs than this. We start at the top of the 6th. Steve Show still semi-fresh. And Hirota, Kogi Hirota, the batter, walked and was picked off his first time. 2-4-6, that's control. Steve Show has it. Ground ball back to Show for out number 1. So easy play there for Show. He flips to Sargent. 1-3 in the scorebook. And there's one away for Don Pagano. 3-4-4. He's not a prospect pitcher. Is the batter patient? No, he's going to pop to second. That is out number 2.
All right, Steve Show seems to be in a groove right now. It kind of took off from that Trini Pimentel start against New England in our last broadcast. That kind of set the tone for all the starters. They have just been red hot. Even the 4 and 5 starters have done well. And now Show's starting to pick up it as well. I think it's a competition amongst the staff.
I'm sure there's some gamesmanship there. Kip one to outdo the other one. Top of the order for Blake Mullenix. Grounded to first in the first and flew to center in the third. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, the dot gives it to him. It's a line out to second. And that's going to end the inning. So 6 shutout innings for Steve Show, which means he will keep his semi-freshness into the 7th. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-0. Favor of the Bees. Now this is going to be the last semi-freshness for Bontrager because he's given up a run. So he cannot carry the semi-freshness past the 6th inning. So the Montreal bullpen might be called upon a little bit sooner. Ranieri, Mr. Ofer, is going to see if he can turn things around. Struck out his first chance. One, 2-5. Pitcher's not a struggler. Is he patient? No, he's not. He's going to ground to third unless it's a whiffer. He is a whiffer. He will strike out, and Ranieri's troubles continue. He may have to get some bench time here. 1 down, and that's going to bring up Dollywall. 1-6-6. Is he a workman? Yes, he is. That's going to be a single to left field for Dollywall. He will single to left. That is in red. So we're going to the experience chart for the next at bat of Dylan Hutto, who's a prospect to go along with Bontrager. They're both prospects. So let's see which prospect turns out to not be so good in this particular at bat. 5-6. Icon pitcher, no. Would have fooled him with a pop out to short. Instead, we got infield drama. So first drama check for Montreal. 2-6 on the infield drama. Second baseman Gold. Second baseman Harvey is Gold. So he will make the play on a line out. Took away a definite base hit, and that is in purple. So we're going to the chemistry chart for the at bat now of Joe Barkdahl. But boy, nice play there by second baseman Harvey as he snagged it. Saved a short base hit. That would have had runners on the corners with only 1 out had he not done that.
Yeah, Ronnie, he just made a heck of a play there. All you do is tip your cap to him like that. I mean, Hutto just hit the stun out of the ball, but just hit too much in range of Mr. Harvey, and has nothing to show for it.
All right, we go to the chemistry chart. 2-6. Batting team harmony, yes. Fired up batter chops a single. So it's a single for Barkdahl. That's going to move Dollywall to second with 2 outs. Runners are at first and second. First and second. And with 2 down, Todd Sargent is your batter. Time for Sargent to do something. He's 0 for 2. He's certainly due, you would think. And he might be due right there. 4-4-4. Is he a scrapper? No. He's going to double to right field, but if he's a home run king, he hits a home run. He's a semi-home run king. The doc gives it to him. Kaboom! A 3-run homer for Todd Sargent. And boy, he treated Bontrager like a buck private right there. as he just launched a 3-run homer, and with 2 outs no less. Todd Sargent, a 3-run bomb, and for Sargent, that is his second home run. RBIs 7, 8, and 9, and the Bees now lead it 4-0, and that may be the beginning of the end for Bontrager, as he looks like he's about had it. They're going to make the move to the bullpen. They're making the move to the bullpen, as manager Emile Benoit has seen enough, and they will go to a lefty out of the pen. Question is it going to be Rios or Huxford? See how they want to do this. They're going with Huxford. Jamal Huxford will be on for the Royal Blues. And as a reminder, this pitching change is sponsored by Dandy Diapers. Don't worry about what Brown can do for you. Think about what we can do for Brown. So Huxford is on, and he'll be facing Dallas Autry, a lefty-on-lefty matchup. But 4-0 Bees now. Huxford will gain the ace quality coming in midstream. 3-5-6. Well, he gets the left-right split. That's going to be another Circle K. Good thing they brought the lefty in. He took advantage of the platoon advantage and struck out Mr. Autry to end the inning. But the Bees make it a profitable one with Todd Sargent cranking a 3-run homer. And we go to the top of the 7th. It is Buffalo 4 and the Royal Blues of Montreal nothing. And still under semi-freshness is Steve Show. And I think Montreal's still a little bit kind of in shock from that 3-run homer, Kip. And certainly after all those close calls with the rolling the one on the fence checks, getting that home run there from Mr. Sargent kind of really perks up the crowd.
Yeah, Ronnie, the crowd was a little bit dissonant there, but boy, they've come to life now after that 3-run home run, and the place is literally buzzing.
That's a good way to put it, Kip. All right, top of the 7th. Steve Show is still semi-fresh because he's got the shutout going. So let's see if he can keep it going even further. Here's Cardosa. He's the designated hot hitter, but he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1-2-4. That's the control check. Show does not have control in this at bat, so it will not be a ground out. Is the batter eager? We have to re-roll and see if he's going to be eager. He's not going to be eager, so he will draw a walk. He's not active. He won't steal, but Cardoso will draw a walk, and that's been one of Show's bugaboos. We mentioned early on, coming into this game, he had more walks than he did strikeouts. Of course, that's changed now, but that tells you he's kind of had some control issues up to this point. So that'll bring up Faro, Demetrius Faro, third baseman. Line to first and singled. 1-2-4, control this time, and yes, he does have it. And lead dive 1 is going to lead to another 6-4-3 double play, the third 6-4-3 double play that Steve Show has induced. And boy, he's using that guile for everything it's worth there, Kip.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible how you think you got Show on the ropes, and you think you got all the answers, and he ends up changing the questions.
He certainly does. It's 2 down for Travis Harvey. 2 outs and bases are clear for Travis Harvey. 3-4-6. Is he eager? No, he's not. So he will walk. And yet again, another walk issued by Show. And he's got to really tighten up on those walks. That's going to get him in trouble. Let's go into the chemistry chart for the Luke Howard at bat. So he might get out of it with the chemistry roll. 4-6. Pitching team dissonance, no. Won't be a walk. It'll be infield drama, but that's not anything to be secure about with the Bees. 1-4 infield drama. First baseman Iron First baseman is Sargent. He is not iron. So since he's not iron, he will make the easy ground out, and the inning is over. So kind of a up and down, topsy-turvy inning for Show. The double play really helped him out. Still, the walks can be a little bit concerning. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. And let's see if Huxford is going to come back. Actually, they're going to replace Huxford. He will not come back because they got righties coming up. Huxford did his job. He faced the one left-hander, and that was Autry, and struck him out. So now they're going to the bullpen for the right side, and they will be using right-hander Zach Schwenk. So Zach Schwenk, the right-hander, will be in for Montreal. Schwenk. He is on. He'll be facing Ruelas, Overbeck, and Rayford. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for the Bees. And while he finishes up with warm-up tosses, we will take a brief timeout. All right, we are back. Bottom of the 7th we go. 7th inning stretch time as Kip is over there stretching his aching muscles. I'll stretch myself. And we'll get ready for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. All right, 7th inning stretch is complete. 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Save-A-Lot Food Marts. Visit any of the 4 area Buffalo locations and see how far you can stretch your dollar. So, bottom of the 7th, Ruelas is up again. Remember, he replaced the injured Keel. He struck out his first chance. Schwenk, 144. Does he have flash? Yes, he does. He's actually got double flash. We already know the umpire is not questionable, so it will be a strikeout of Ruelas, and he's going to come back and strike out Overbeck as well. So back-to-back strikeouts, double eye poke, and that's where that double flash can come back to get you. 2 quick outs, and the Bees now striking out a lot in this game. After the pregame show, we talked about how they were being more selective and whatnot, but maybe they're falling into bad habits again. Here's Rayford. 1-2-4 control. Yes, he's got it. Ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Schwenk disposes of the Bees pretty quickly here in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Still 4-0 Buffalo. Show. Let's see if they want to keep. Why not keep him in there? He's still semi-fresh. No reason to take him out. And he'll be facing Karstens. Dwayne Karstens, catcher. He's hit into a double play and struck out 0 for 2, so not exactly having his best day. 4-5-6. Is he patient? No, we're going to fly to center. 1 away, and that's going to the chemistry chart. The chemistry chart.
Ronnie just got back from stretching and came a little late. The 8th inning is sponsored by 8 Ball Billiards, featuring a full-service snack bar and 20 tables. We have more balls for you to play with than anyone in town.
Thank you for that, Kip. Glad you stretched hopefully adequately. And that'll bring up Alcantara. And again, Alcantara will be coming off the chemistry chart. 6-6. Batting team harmony, no. So instead of a fence check, we got a strikeout. Boy, that's what a big difference that is. But all opponents are neutral by default. And that is a strikeout. So 2 down. And we go back to the regular chart for Hirota. 2-2-3. This pitcher wild nose slugger or utility. He's neither one. That's a single to left field. 2-out single for Hirota. He's not active, so he will not steal. But he will get himself a 2-out single. And now you wonder if the bullpen might start to loosen for the Bees just a bit. They do have left-handed activity down there. Gorman, the lefty, is loosening just in case. Just in case. And see Hirota with the single. And in fact, they're going to make the move right now. Danny Lee is going to the mound. And that's going to be it for Steve Show. He wants to get Show out of their middle innings so he can get some applause from the home crowd, who gives him a nice ovation for a well-pitched game. And they will turn it over to their bullpen, starting with left-hander Adam Gorman. So left-hander Adam Gorman's going to come on. He will acquire the ace quality. He's already a star with flash and control. And with 2 outs, he'll be facing Pagano. Pagano, a lefty as well, lefty on lefty matchup. If they want to go to the bench, the Royal Blues, they do have some righties on the bench. They're just not that good. They could bring in, let's see what they want to do here. Pagano does have a double though. But I think lefty on lefty, I think they're going to make the move. They're going to use their free agent pickup, Omar Tovar. He's a right-hander. He's going to come in and pinch hit. And he will stay in the game and play left field. So Tovar trying to catch the lightning in a bottle against Gorman. 2-4-6 control pitcher. Yes, it's a ground ball back to Gorman. That's going to end the inning. So Tovar is the new left fielder, but his at bat did not produce anything for Montreal. They leave Hirota on base, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Score still 4-0, and we'll get a new pitcher, I believe, for Montreal. I don't know if Schwenk will come back out or not. Let's see how they want to play it. Schwenk, actually, they will. Well, he only faced 3 batters, so probably not a bad idea just to leave him out there. So they're going to leave Schwenk out there. He is semi-fresh, but he is facing Mr. Ofer and Seth Ranieri. See if Ranieri can finally get a hit.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to get a hit, I mean, come on now. Let's break up this monotony.
1-4-6 flash. Yes, it's double flash. So it's another double eye poke as he strikes out Ranieri and then strikes out Dollywall right behind him. Second time in a row we got the double eye poke on that double flash. Back-to-back strikeouts, and the Bees are sure racking up strikeouts in the hitting category, which has got to be a concern. Well, without that 3-run homer from Sargent, this would be a nail-biter. Here's Dylan Hutto. 3-4-4. Is he a prospect pitcher? Yes, he is. We got a fence check for Hutto. And boy, we've had 2 fence checks with home run kings, and we got ones twice in a row. Can we finally break the streak?
Ronnie, I'm sending him good vibes to get anything other than a 1 right here.
Well, Kip, I hate to be the one to tell you, but that's the 3rd one in a row. Don't know the odds on that. I'd have to check with the mathematicians, but boy, just wonder sometimes.
I'm telling you, Ronnie, the things are loaded.
They might be, Kip. You might make a believer out of me after all. 3 times we had those checks, and 3 times come up with a 1. All right, so Gorman, he only faced 1 batter, so he's obviously going to stay out there and try to finish the game off. If he gets into trouble, they do have right-handed activity Joe Page in the bullpen if they need him. Gautreau actually blew the save in the last game against New England, which tied the game in the 9th and led to the RBI single from Keel to walk it off. But Bees had that lead and gave it up 1-0 lead into the 9th, and he gave up a pinch hit home run in the top of the 9th. Unfortunately, just blew the save. He did get the win, though, so I guess it kind of worked backwards for him. He got the win, but hate to see that, how that happens. Dominic Tozing actually had a pinch hit homer for New England, and that tied the game, but then a triple from Sargent, followed by the walk-off single by Keel, actually gave him the win. So he got the win when he should have got the save, but they're going to try to rest him if at all possible today and let either Gorman or Page finish this thing out. So Blake Mullenix will lead things off. He's 0 for 3. It is a lefty-on-lefty matchup, but you're not going to take Mullenix out. He's too good of a hitter. 1-2-6. Is he fresh? No, he's not. Is the batter a sad sack? He certainly is not. It's a single past second. So leadoff single for Mullenix. And that's going to the right now chart where Gorman would be cold from giving up that hit. And the next batter up, Cardosa, is neutral because of the walk. He drew a walk last time, so he would be neutral. Will Danny Lee make the move, or will he go ahead and let Gorman stick with it? On the right now chart, they're going to let Gorman stick with it. Cold pitcher against a normal batter, neutral batter. 2-5. Hot batter. No, he's not. It would be a single to right. Otherwise, liner down the first base line, fielded by first baseman for a line out. And with the runner on first and the line out going to first, roll the side or die. If it's a dot, he gets doubled off. And he does. So it's a double play. How do you like that? A line out double play. And just like that, when he thought he was in trouble, he says, "Don't worry about it, I got it." And it's a 3 unassisted double play from Mr. Sargent, who's been the star of the game, quite frankly. I know Show's pitched pretty well, but Sargent, a 3-run homer, and now a good defensive play. You got to think he might be the difference. Here's Demetrius Faro, last chance for the Royal Blues. 3-6-6. He's not a pinch hitter. He's going to fly to center, and there's your ball game. So, Kip, it was nip and tuck there for a little bit and some things to worry about, but in the end, the Bees come up with a 4-0 shutout victory and win number 9 in a row to improve to 9-3 and also to improve to 7-0 here at the Beehive.
Yeah, Ronnie, they just like that home cooking for sure. Going to be a shame to see him leave this place and have to go on the road to Milwaukee and New England, but you can't play all your games at home. That's the bad part.
That's true, Kip. They're going to have to learn how to win on the road for sure. Winning pitcher was Show. And with that win, Steve Show improves to 2-0. And, of course, no save for Gorman because it was not a safe situation. Bontrager takes the loss. Player of the game, in my opinion, is still going to be Todd Sargent. That 3-run homer plus some good defensive plays. So let's get let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get the totals and wrap this thing up from the Beehive.
Welcome back to National Airways Stadium as we wrap this one up here against the Royal Blues. A 4-0 victory for the Bees. And here to give you the totals and wrap it up for you is the voice of the Bees, Ronnie Robinson.
Thank you, Kip. We'll go over our totals. For the Bees, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, only 2 left. And for the Montreal Royal Blues, no runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left. Winning pitcher, Steve Show, improves to 2-0. And Bontrager takes the loss for the Royal Blues. There was no save. Player of the game, as voted on by Kip and myself, Todd Sargent, his 3-run homer in the bottom of the 6th, really kind of just took the starch out of the Royal Blues. It was a nip and tuck 1-0 game up to that point. You could certainly have given it to Steve Show, 7 2/3 shutout pitching, but we just thought that Sargent's 3-run homer plus his nice defensive play to turn a double play really in that 9th inning just kind of saved it for him, prevented Montreal from doing anything that the Bees might have regretted. So player of the game is Todd Sargent. Bees now improved to 9-3. They have 2 more games at home against the now 4-8 Royal Blues. And when they finish those 2 games, they will then hit the road. First for a quick 2-game set in Milwaukee. against the Barrelmen, and then 3 games against the New England Minutemen, who are, I'm sure, are waiting for revenge up there at Bitty Beer Ballpark. And then after that, they'll be back home again. So 5 on the road to start the season, 9 at home in the middle, and then 5 more on the road. So at the end of 19 games, they will have 9 at home and 10 on the road. So pretty averages out there. But just the way the schedule was made, and that's what we go with. Kip, any final thoughts from this one?
Yeah, Ronnie, despite the win, very disconcerting of all the strikeouts that the Bees had. Was hoping for a little more plate discipline, but it just wasn't to be. And also, having 5 games or 4 more games now without J.R. Keel is pretty damaging, because Ruelas didn't really do it, at least tonight. We'll see what happens, but hate to miss a guy like Keel. He's been red hot, as we documented in Hive Talking. He was doing so well. Taking him out for 5 games, even when he comes back, he may not be the same guy. You never know.
That's true, Kip. You can never tell what might happen, but all we can worry about is today. And today is the Buffalo Bees defeating the Montreal Royal Blues by the score of 4-0. Show the winner. Bontrager the loser, no save, and Todd Sargent, the 3-run homer in the 6th, sealed the deal and sent the Bees to their 9th consecutive win. For my broadcast partner Kip Scarry, this is Ronnie Robinson saying so long from National Airways Stadium until we greet you again from old Milwaukee. Good night, everyone.